Okay. Dang. That took forever, yo. Sorry about that. I had to get uh, my volume right. Um, I had to. I didn't realize I couldn't stream for free with two um, destinations on X and on YouTube. So now I'm just doing it on YouTube, and I'll put it in on X later. Okay. Jesus. Man, they're all about shit a cow in here. Okay, cool. Um, what in the actual fuck, energy? Let's go, homie. That's your restraint. Okay. Rethink in the house. Blacklight was like, "Hey man, are you going live?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." So he was like, "Where are you going live at?" So trust me, bro. The first time I StreamYard, well, first time not recording or anything like that. So I'm gonna leave my phone right here. All right, so we'll make up for last time. So what we're looking at, um, and by the way, thank you for considering coming to watch this. We'll appreciate y'all very much. Let's go to comments. That way I can see people comments. Okay, cool. Like I say, it's the first stream on my podcast. So take it easy on me. All right, here we go. So this is a NASA official document what you guys are looking at. If you can hear me, give me a 5x5, by the way, and if you see me and see the what I'm streaming. 7:46. Yeah, it was kind of late, but I'm pretty sure. If you can't, you guys come in. Just let me know. I'll try to fix that. Okay. So basically, this is a NASA official document. In 2001, this is the um, brainchild of NASA. What they're doing, 2001, they stuck this one in on us while everyone was busy at with 9/11 and the Patriot Act, draft that, come up with ideas for that in 2003. And yeah, you can see the title here: Future Strategic Issues, Future Warfare, basically. It's when they were, I might hear feedback. Let me know if y'all hear any feedback. So I'm just going to go through it. One page at a time, there's 113. So I'll hit on some of the key points of what I'm seeing, what I'm reading. And I've got it queued up here on my phone so I can look at it through y'all. So you guys can see this is the capabilities of the enemy afternet. So in 2001, they were thinking of ways they could um, super soldiers, things that were basically um, the future of tech, not just tech in the sense of things we use in our houses, but future tech on the battlefield or in the country against what a corporation, the USA Corp. This is what I'm talking about, not the government. I'm talking about what the guise of the government is. They are technically a corporation. They turn each one of us, what they call their citizens, are really just citizens of their company, right? So the USA is just a big private corp, not our government. Government, totally different. So the some of the companies that these guys work for, with NASA being those guys, who are some of their uh, endless black budget customers, right? Who do they serve? When you think of NASA, people think of space and rockets, right? No, no, no. There's about 1,000 different things they got their hands into, and we've paid for all the tech that you're about to hear about. So buckle in. Okay. So these were revolutions started in 2001. Dang it, let me turn this down. Keep getting feedback, so hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can't, let me know. So these were right on the cusp of revolutionizing everything. There's no more, just jets and missiles. There was a lot of stuff going on. And don't get it confused, because nanotech and all that biotech um, started in the 80s, right? So it's nothing new. But so here you can see it says, the ongoing worldwide technological revolutions, economic trends, right? And what's NASA doing? Trying to set economic trends, right? Potential nature of further term warfare. So not, 4-year wars and it's done. No, these guys are wanting to overextend themselves in every country, wherever they've got a base at. This corporation, not our government. So this is going to talk about the bots, Borgs, and humans. A little comedy, it seems like there, but just a play on words, and you'll see why I say that. Now, here are a lot of their customers. Familiarize yourself with some of these. I want to say companies as well, but who most people, your normies, would think of as government entities. But so this is basically who this document here is for. Yeah, just take a good look at that for a second. 3-letter and 4-letter agencies. So whether tech companies, branches of the military, or corporate entities that aren't necessarily on the payroll of the federal government or the state governments. So here's what this is going to cover. Some of this is meant to incite thoughtful discussion. It is based in all cases upon existing data, trends, analyses, and technologies. And they say, haha, no pixie dust. But maybe they use more technological, magical, they have these kind of capabilities. But you're trying to be funny, and it's not very funny. But remember, this is based in all cases upon existing data, trends, analyses, and technologies of 2001. Right. So, yeah. All right. Sorry about that. It's kind of loud in here.
And how frightening about that.
Sorry,
how
1 second.
Do you run if you put a message in the mirror? This character here, is he supposed to not like women?
Hey, Megan, could you grab this remote? I'm going to have to let my phone charge up a little bit more.
Can you go to lying in his bed and then seeing him to the foot of the bed?
Can you just cut the TV off there? I guess. Yeah, it was kind of loud. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so go back here, guys. So as I flip through here, I'll just hit on some of the things that stand out to me the most. Right? Yeah, this is a really crappy first slide, but this is the thing about live. You get to see all the mess ups. Yeah, so it'll get better with time. All right, so the utilization and application, the case uses of this, what's in this document, they're basically just trying to give the shortened version. But I implore you guys, look, if anything stand out here to you guys, jot it down, do some research on it, because there's going to be a lot of things I'm missing just this, first couple of hours. And I'm going to keep it, I'm late, so I'm going to go as far as I can here with with no phone to read off of because it's really small in here. So let me just make this bigger, and I'll be able to read it all. I'm kind of in a shortened mode here. Haha, there we go. All right, inputs to future warfighting concepts, developments, enemy aftermaths, and blue, whatever that means, and blue. So in 2001, they were already conceptualizing, hey, we're gonna have these companies or these countries that we're already going to be talking about how to go to war and stay in the war. Um, yeah, 40 plus years in inventory. Yeah, and 15 plus years to produce. So these are for inputs to new procurement decisions. Yeah, check that out. So heads up for Intel community watches and warnings. That's another one I would go and look at because a lot of things in there that you wouldn't think back in 2001 that we would be thinking about, right? But when you are a warring corporation, that can wash their workers, that they actually are government out for their best. Wrong. Sorely mistaken. Totally different. All right, let me go to the next page here. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a guess. Okay, so I need to plan differently, right? The world is in the throes of triple exponential IT bio nanotechnological revolutions. Yes, back then they were looking for what to spend the next million or trillions on, and how to use those trillions to, or say it's missing trillions to be more correct. But what kind of R&D, do we need to do to get ready for how to kill people next? Basically, is to put it strongly, but truth. So yeah, changes occurring at scales of months instead of decades. So what used to take years would take weeks, and what would and that's getting faster and faster with the advancement of AI. What is the Project Stargate is gonna have the building and installation and running of over 400,000 of the best chips, but the infrastructure is going to be permanent, so they can easily start once they upgrade these chips, which they say is going to be every 90 days will be a doubling in the capacity of these chips to build, to drop things from the sky that you can breathe in. Yeah, use your imagination, I guess, with that. Zero order potential effects upon defense, offense, equipment, con ops, whatever that means, and defense and offensive equipment, con ops, and threat. So I'll have to look that one up myself. Okay, Spaceship Earth, right? We know it's not a spaceship. Yeah, so the crew of this quote unquote Spaceship Earth that NASA has been drilling in our kids' minds in the education system, right? Who are the crew of this spaceship, right? And what's going on in this spaceship Earth? Plundering the ship's supplies. So we, I guess, are the crew, and or should I say, the crew are not truthers, not people that know about the harms that these corporations are doing to the oceans, to the air. Oh man, yeah, we're definitely not the crew of some spaceship Earth, right? Tinkering with the temperature, climate, quote, climate, CHANGE, you know, and the life support controls. So this crew is tinkering with those things. A temperature increase, or is it some advanced new system up there? Maybe somewhere we can't see or go that's maybe being cut up like a piece of pie. You know, these icebergs. You know? Okay, think about that. Still looking for the instruction manual. Well, if you don't have a spaceship, you don't have an instruction manual. So they're probably still looking for that because it doesn't exist. Okay, still looking for instruction. That's crazy. Engaging in bloody skirmishes in every corner of the vessel. If it's a spaceship, are there corners on that kind of vessel? Are there corners on a flat and stationary realm? I'd say the latter. Increasing the size of the crew by 2 million per week. Increasing the size of the crew. Now, is this natural birds? Or is it artificially inflating the size of this crew, quote unquote? Well, I do know that cloning is a thing, and all the stuff we're breathing in, this nanobots, would seem that maybe they're making 2 million per week to operate under those kind of circumstances that your nanobots, nanotech, nanomedicine. Think about that. Where are these 2 million per week coming from? And are they just natural babies? People dying, people. Okay. Next page. Let's think about that. So humans have taken over and vastly shortened evolution. Remember, this is the way NASA's thinking. Humans have taken over. Humans. Aren't we? Aren't we human? Are we human? Or have NASA mistaken us for something other than human? Is that what they mean? My God, that one's kind of a head scratcher. And vastly shortened the evolution of the planet, global pollution, deforestation, huge public work, such as the Georgia Dam. Humans have taken over and vastly shortened the evolution of the human species, genomic design and repair, mind children, more of it. And that's a new one to me, too, if anyone knows about it. It's hard for me to look down the chat. I'm going to try to slow down a little bit and kind of look. It says, the hell is, what's up, Rethink? Saddle Bomb, hello. Congrats on your live, brother. Thank you. It's been a mess. I didn't know you couldn't stream to 2 separate platforms for the free version. So I had to learn the hard way with that. But yeah, Rethink says, the hell is the pusher? VLAD, the channel pusher at? Not sure. At Justin, what's good on slides? I'm still at homie. What's up, Mr. JJ? Thank you all for being here, man. I am I'm winging it, but I'm figuring out this this StreamYard thing. So you guys just bear with me. So basically, what if you guys come in later, if y'all weren't there when I first started, basically this document, official NASA document, was done in 2001, and it was pitched to. If you look back at page 3, it was pitched to a lot of 3-letter agencies, 4-letter agencies, corporate, attaches, I guess you could say, of the USA Inc. The non-government. No, yeah. But yeah, let me get off of here and go back one. Sorry about that, guys. I jumped the gun. So anyway, currently over 70% of the world's research is conducted outside of the U.S. So the first order, a percentage of GDP, U.S. produces order of 18% of world's GDP. But order of 70% of U.S. research now commercial as opposed to government sponsored. Well, I don't think the Congress is operating under the first Constitution. They're operating under the Organic Act of 1871. So it's like all this funding that they get from us, or taxes or whatever, goes to all this weaponry and new R&D. But yeah, they were readying themselves for the next military undertaking, and a lot of that money went to underground city, $23 million, $1 trillion. It's this government lady spilled the beans on. But I'll stop yapping. Let me go to this next slide. So nanotech research. This is back in 2001 again. So 27% was us, supposedly. 16% is others, which would entail like Raytheon, all these, Lockheed, Jet Propulsion Lab. And you guys know, I'm not preaching to the choir here, but you guys know, like you got the hard part figured out. Yeah, owed me, yes, sir, I got it figured out now. I appreciate you knowing that, man. It's great. Howdy, okay. Dr. Bass, what's up? True Earth Whisperer, warm greetings, brother. Thank you very much. Warm greetings to you as well. All right, let's go to the next slide here. So technological ages of humankind. I kind of brushed on this, but I wasn't live when I did this. But hunter killer groups, millions BC, of course, millions BC, 10,000 BC, of course, millions and billions of miles, and we are just a speck. No, I don't think so. Bio-nano age. It said, well, IT was 1950, 2020, but they did this in 2001. So how did they know when this bio-nano age was going to start? Right when these towers went up, these COV19 towers went up, frequency towers. Think about it. How do we get these right frequencies to penetrate our skin? And what does that do? And what is the virtual age? And when is that going to start? When does the bio-nano age end? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Hunter-gatherer is nature provided. Agriculture is controlled nature, plants and animals. Industrial mechanized agriculture. IT bio-nano is automating industry and agriculture. Virtual robotization of IT bio-nano industry and agriculture. So are we not going to have control of what goes on around us anymore? Zero control? No jobs? Just a possible NASA state-sponsored allowance? Is that what's coming from because of virtual and robotization of everything? Scary thought. But I think we've known this is coming, right? All right, next slide. So key future technologies, all highly synergistic at the frontiers of the small in a feeding frenzy off each other. Let me read that again. Key future technologies. Well, technologies of what they were saying is future technologies, but it's here now. So all highly synergistic at the frontiers of the small in a feeding frenzy off each other. So what do we expect? When we have no control of anything, there's going to be manufactured feeding frenzies, and they have control of it. Skynet's, I don't know if y'all know this, but Skynet is no secret. It's launched in Holland and it's already operational. People have no clue. They just couldn't make it operational here because they know we wouldn't have bought the shit, 5 years ago. So they took the business to Holland. Oh, be no more. We are marching towards a completely fake world where AI shapes what we believe is. The sky's the limit. Firmament is the literal hard limit to what's going on. Yeah. So y'all can read through a little bit of this IT, bio, and nano. And if you have any questions, we could stop, take a break for a second. And if you guys want to ask anything about what's this going on, or just kind of take a second to see what's really happening right now. This is a moment that most people have no clue about, but this corporation and NASA being the black budget disappearing magic hole that they have no clue where things went. But all of a sudden now we got, a document here popping up that in 2025 that I'm sure if some of us knew about earlier, could have got the masses on board with realizing what's coming, right? So they did a real good job at hiding this document. But yeah, hey everyone, what's up, Jeremy Bird in the house? Good to see you, sir. Glad you're here, man. We're just taking a quick little break, to say what's up, and if you got any, I left it specifically on this page so you can kind of see where we're at with this, where they call feeding frenzy of these IT, bio, nano. They're all supposed to work in tandem, but they're going to be button heads with the public, and so that's why I say anybody on the third page that you see that's trying to manufacture and already have in place all of the robots. These things are literally going to breathe in all these sensors that they're dropping from above us that we're already breathing in, and they're going to be able to send signals from these Fauci towers, which will soon be, and if y'all didn't know, 6G, it's really 6G. They had to be able to penetrate our skin, and 5G wasn't strong enough. So 6G is being sent, and they're going to be able to make us feel like shit anytime they want. And that's what these things did, and they went up right at the beginning of COV-19. So, saddle bum. Hey, saddle bum. Hope you're having a good evening. All right, let's go to the. Let me go back. Sorry, I just messed up there. Let me try to go back. Where is the back button for this? Sorry about that. There it is. Not bad. Let's get back to it. Okay, forward. Okay, so in the IT sector of this future technologies, silicone, bio-optical, quantum, nano computing, no end in sight, another 10 to the 6th power. What do they mean by that? What does NASA mean by that? This is NASA speaking. Virtual reality, holographic, immersive, ubiquitous comms, hyperspectral sensors. What does that mean? Think about it. Virtual presence. That's going to be able to, they already use our routers to vibrate the walls, and they're able to use your phone or whatever piece of technology is closest to read your, to tell if you are anxious, or, read your body output, heat output. Automatic robotic everything. Huge cost reductions. Not to us. Not to us. So let's get into the bio. What they are able to put inside of you, or what's if you've been breathing in any of these things they're dropping on you, you've already got the stuff in your body for lifespan doubling, they say, or life genetic altering, or there we go, genetic engineering before birth. Okay. Plants irrigated by seawater, food, petrochem feedstock, minerals, terraforming. Well, don't we already have pretty much all that? Medicines. Crazy. Okay. Carbon nanotubes. Well, that's what's being dropped on our head that we breathe in. 600x strength to weight of steel. Okay. So you say. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I know graphene nanite. I'm sorry if I'm bad with the wordings there, but yep, assemblers and living factories already inside of you. I guarantee you. If you go outside and you breathe in the air, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already in us. Let me go to the next one here. Worldwide IT revolution. Comms, computing, sensors, electronics, U.S. commercial, IT research and development, 100 billion a year. What is that with inflation? Like since 2001. And if this document was being presented to all these agencies in 2001, I'm sure that this is research and development was being done way before. And I know for nanotech, they're definitely for sure in the 80s. Science magazine. When I was young, my dad, bro, I was a geek for that stuff. I'm telling you. Yeah, a factor of 1 million further improvement. Silicon molecular, quantum, bio-optical, beyond human AI, possibly. Automatics, robotics in the large, whatever that means. Immersive multisensory VR holodecks. Well, that was out quite a while back. Ubiquitous multi-physics, hyperspectral sensors. I think we read that. Let me go to the next one here. Telecomputing, teleshopping, teleentertainment. Well, we know that was a big thing back in the early 2000s anyway. So this is the ongoing IT revolution upon society. So you guys do know that the internet is military. GPS military. Well, when the second Constitution was put up, because we had a lot of debt incurred, what they called the military took over then. This is where you get the republic and democratic societies. It was just a republic in the beginning. But I'm going to go on from this. Old Me Now, or Old Me No More says, they're involved in so much of natural evil, yes. Space travel is just for the imagination and only part of what they do. Yes, they've definitely drilled that in our kids' head, right? In our heads. All right, so IT status. 10E6 improvements in computing since 59. 10E8. Y'all got to help me with that one. Further possible next 30 years. 10E3 provides better than human capabilities. India graduates 3 times more software engineers than the U.S. More software written in Bangalore than Southern California. IW effectively constitutes a fourth WMD, weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. Okay. Some IT predictions. Quantum computing initially available in 5 years. Okay, 15% of all power today is used by computers. Will reach 60% by 2010. Wearable and portable on personal electronics, comms, computing. See some of the augmentation, health monitoring, brain stimulation. See some of that looks old to us now. right? But wait till you see what's on page 93 here in a minute. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's something called CNN syndrome. This is what NASA predicts, that there's going to be the use of so much shit news that there's going to be a syndrome. Do you think that? Think that came true? Look at me. People are fucking brain dead walking around, man. Human brain characteristics. This is AI and beyond computer capabilities. 100 billion neurons, 100 trillion connections. Human brain. Okay, this is just the human brain. Machine capability. Okay. U.S. Human Brain Project. Did anybody know there was a Human Brain Project being done in the U.S.? Has anybody ever told about that? I was left out of that memo. Okay. Begun in early 90s, funded by 16 organizations across 5 agencies. National Institute of Health, National Science Foundation, Department of Defense, NASA, and Department of Energy. It sounds like some Stranger Things type shit, right? I think that was based on some true stuff. Yeah. Neuroinformatics, intersection of neuroscience and informatics. 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 Okay, sorry, man. Not the best speaker. Okay, let me go back. Exploding field. Okay. 10,000 individual presentations at the annual meeting of Society for Neuroscience, from molecular geneticists to cognitive psychologists. Dude, this is, like you said, not surprising. Oh, me. The use of AI to study brain, use of brain info and aid information technologies, AI. Neuroanatomy of human brain, digital brain atlas. Dude, did anybody inform what was like something Google was involved? Probably. Or is it just the army, which, like I say, owns the internet? So anything we agree to or click on is going to get used in stuff like this. I don't know. Is that dangerous? Tell me. The imagination engine, aka creativity machine, creative agent. Current AI best bet, not a rule-based expert system. Current AI best bet, not a rule-based expert system. Really? Okay. The imagination engine. Okay, generates new ideas, concepts via starving a trained neural net of meaningful inputs, forcing it to dream or captivate, create new concepts. Bro, that just sounds like some demonic shit. An attendant neural net used to capture, record, evaluate, and report on these writings. Yeah, I did Blacklight. Yeah, man. Yeah, Blacklight. You saved me, man. I thought I was sitting here talking to everybody. Crazy, man. All right, cool. So basically, Blacklight, we're at the point where we're looking at some of the things that are progressing from 2001, the Patriot Act, NASA's involvement with recording us, right, and making a fake reality of an AI brain. So yeah. All right, let's move on from this. But I just want to say this one more time here is this the imagination engine, aka creativity machine, right? So this is AI dreaming, is what they're saying. Starving it of certain concepts so it can try to mimic us, right? That's what these robots, once, you know, Elon Musk has got all the robots, right? Then he can transfer in the newest AI and let it be itself, I guess. I don't know. But let's move on. Right. In this worldwide economy, our ability to create wealth is not bounded by physical limits or resources, but by our ability to come up with new ideas. However, even universal wealth will not obviate the other causes of warfare, which include politics, faith, religion, megalomania, and territorial disputes. What do you think? We might be creating some of this? And will there be a new domain of war? Well, we already see they have produced prolonged warfare, so they had to create a second us to dominate this kind of new domain, right? Which is going to be you guys know about Space Force. How real is it? I have no clue. I can't fly up there. What have they created as far as platforms that they can have above the weather on these balloons? And they're literally attaching a bunch of balloons with these platforms and these new systems. Yeah, hey, yeah. I'm a few weeks early. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to just come on and do it, man. Just get it under my belt. So anyway, these new domains in these energy systems and these platforms, how can me and you prove that they're up there? Well, we can't. We can only look at the capabilities and what they're launching, on all these different, uh, uh, rockets that go up and curve, and do they put something that's statically able to in these, low Earth orbit? Do they have the technology to quantum lock or statically lock, with lighter metals like titanium or something that's magnetic, and then put them in an orbit that we like the ISS kind of. I don't know, but I know they can definitely do balloons, and they definitely got. Oh, I'm going to be sharing a lot on this podcast with, official documents, whatever websites, the technology, the actual things that I can at least do that much, and you guys make up your minds after that. But yeah, let me go on to the next slide here. Global problems, right? / solutions. Why do they have solutions in quotations? Is it just they're going to create the problem and then create the solution like they always have? Of course. Are they still going to have the right budget? Probably. But yeah, okay. So serious problems, right? Energy to, water to, food to, land to. Why is it? Population growth, wealth generation, pollution, or warming. Okay. Killer app solutions. Motivational, inexpensive, well-based, asynchronous, or asynchronous, distance learning, biomass food by seawater irrigation in current wastelands. They just got some really weird terminology that they use, and they're very vague about what they mean by, in 2001, what do they mean by global problem solutions? Like, they already had this figured out for prolonged war, maybe, I think. So stupid quotations on that. Yeah, it is very sus. Yeah, to put stuff like that. All right, let's go to the next slide here. Inexpensive, motivational, asynchronous, web-based distance education enables these things. Demise of the U.S. underclasses. Underclasses. There was more than one underclass, or what are they talking about? Lower class? What? Demise of U.S. web-based distance education enables. Wealth creation from enabled invention. Well, maybe they already have these patented web-based type of, and like I say, with I'm getting some feedback. Are y'all getting feedback? Let me close one of these. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Is the feedback good? Sound good on mine? Okay. Black light, good deal. Okay, we're back on one. Okay, so these inexpensive web-based education that they talk about, it's inexpensive because they own the technology that they have for, like, the military GPS or military. They own the stuff. That's why it's inexpensive. But they would still charge us, I guarantee you, for some kind of tech. Let me turn my wheelchair off so I guess. Okay. Stabilization of world population. Well, how would they know that in 2001 unless they have the problems to give you and the solutions? I mean, how would you possibly know that? Of the world population. What is NASA like over the world population numbers? Well, they did just say a few slides back that they're going to introduce, or there's being introduced 2 million per week. And me and Vlad talked about that a little bit, about the possibility of them meaning clones, right? Possibility. Allegedly, they already got the damn things. But anyway, all right. So rapid technology diffusion. Well, I say the stuff's already above our head. This is just me on balloons or in orbit, low Earth orbit. That is locked, in an orbit, right? At different heights, but definitely low Earth orbit. I don't think there's stuff like way up there at the moon or something. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping. Rapid technologies diffusion. Haves and have-nots. Equalization of haves and have-nots. Now they were trying to figure this out, I guess, back in 2001. So I guess they're saying in 2001, we had the haves and have-nots, and we know classism all day, right? Altered political military outlooks worldwide, i.e. changes everything. So they're saying technological altered political and military outlooks changes everything. And they have everything in quotations. It's just so such when they put shit in quotations. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, motivational learner, web-based, asynchronous distance learning allows only method of providing requisite and improved educational breadth, depth, quality, responsiveness to shifting global economic warfare requirements, accelerated increase in knowledge. Distance learning, and it's got an X of allows. So it doesn't allow a method of providing requisite or improved educational all that, to shifting global economic warfare requirements. Responsiveness to shifting global economic warfare requirements. At orders of magnitude. Okay, I don't believe that. All right. By 2025, 40% of private and 15% of public colleges and universities are expected to close due to web-based competition. I hope so. And hey, and happy birthday to your lady, Black Light, from little old me, and you know, the good vibe tribe over here. Yeah. All right, so a Northern VA businessman recently donated 100 million to set up a free Ivy League class online university. Oh, it only took $100 million then to set up an online college or university. Oh, and it just happened to be free, y'all. Let's sign up. Damn, that's fucking free. $100 million to set up a free Ivy League. You know what? I believe those numbers. 40% of private public colleges, universities are expected to close. Well, it didn't happen because they're still donating to, the Rockefeller Group and all that, Rockefeller Foundation. They still donate to keep these places open, man. If it makes money or not, they're going to have to keep these places open to overcome the truther movement, Okay, let me go to the next one here. We are on slide 27, and I may have to make this a two-parter. My nurse gets off at 10, but she's going to help get me back in the bed here before too long. But let's keep pushing forward here. All right, the ultimate education approach, plug and play. Well, as long as they plug the information into these new sites, it's going to continue. It's still going to be perpetual. So we definitely need to get this kind of stuff, this kind of information to the masses as much as possible. Okay, the ultimate education approach, plug and play. So really the ultimate end goal of education is to put it up here so then they can just plug the information direct right into our brains, right? If they could have it that way, they would, right? Yep, direct silicone plug-in. Okay. Advantages of shallow sea desert production of biomass by seawater irrigation. Well, the freshwater runs under all of our feet. Why wouldn't they irrigate with that? And just keep it one step less of filtering out the salt of the seawater, right? Closed CO2 cycle obviates global warming. Really, it doesn't. Yeah, I doubt it. Terraforming and altering desertification, etc. Altered desertification. Certification. Terraforming, altering desertification. I think this is about the fresh water in the desert and how to get it filtered and stuff, like liberating once again the Middle East. We do that so well, right? Bro, they don't want us over there. I guarantee you that. But we've already invested all these military bases over there. So it's a little too late for that. Probable circa 2025 societal changes. Okay. Increased lifespan. Well, that happened. Solution to energy and water warming bio. Far more global distribution of technology, education, and economics, wealth, internet technologies. Well, are they giving us those jobs? It looks like they're taking them away from us. So once again, they have to turn it on its head and screw it up and make people, invest in these agencies. So they have to make it sound good, right? So tremendous increases in capability of automatic and robotic everythings. IT bio nano, yeah. Excuse me. Major emerging law enforcement issues. Law enforcement issues. So what are the major issues back then? Looking forward, ubiquitous micro nano sensors. That's kind of, that's how do you say it? That's a little privatized stuff that I don't want. I don't want micro nano sensors in my body. Well, too late. I've been breathing the air. Yeah. Yeah, it's all in the sly wording. Yes, sir. I agree. So the biocrime, binary pathogens and genetics, well, they've already violated me in my body. So that's a major issue, I would say, against me, not a law enforcement issue. See, what they had to use that wording at law enforcement issue, because if they can get their sensors inside of us, then they can prevent like pre-crime, right? I don't know if y'all seen the old movie Pre-Crime with Tom Cruise, and they could see that through these sensors and body, uh, body alarms, setting off alarms. Then they could go and grab these people and say, you were gonna have a crime being committed. So we had to put you, we had to put you in jail, for a few days and a fine, right? Human electronic implants, protection of human electronic implants. Well, yeah, if it's now their property, then yeah, they're protecting their investments, right? Sorry, guys, I'm getting a little woke up real early, and then it's hard for me to breathe and talk a lot. It messes with my diaphragm a lot. But yeah, Minority Report. There you go. I knew it was something like that. Okay. Protection of CONUS beyond terrorism. Does anyone know what CONUS is? CONUS? Because I don't. And beyond terrorism. NASA, I would say they are the TERRORISTS. Can't say it because they'll take down my stream probably. Societal disaffection, upheaval caused by rapid technological changes, road and air rage, okay, psychosomatic illness, and withdrawals. What? These people are meganiacal. Yeah, CONUS. Okay, so that's overseas. And CONUS is in the States. Okay. Thank you for that, Ron. Yeah, these people have lost their minds, bro. And they lost it a long time ago. And we are the bystanders, right? Because back then we didn't know what we know now, or else we would have tried at least to prevent some of this stuff. But this is on my radar now for sure. I'm going to have to go one by one of some of these terms I don't know, and it's going to be a future stream or a future podcast. So yeah, if you guys don't know, if you're not familiar with some of these terms, definitely write them down and look into them. We need all the help we can get with blowing the whistle on some of this stuff, All right, well, let's move on to the next. I'm probably going to do to like slide 40, and then I'll make it a second stream. Since this is my first, my bad, I kind of met rusty with some of this stuff. Human electronic implants, protection of societal disaffection, upheaval, societal upheaval caused by rapid technological changes. Well, you know what? That might be a plan that you guys foreseen, and then and still outrolling the technologies and stuff. Societal upheaval caused by their technology. Road and air rage. Air rage? Psychosomatic illness? Air rage. Something maybe these frequencies being put out by y'all's C19 towers. Let's just say that. All right, and I'm going to bounce on. I'm getting pissed off at this thing. It's crazy, man. Okay, of particular concern from their plans. Remember that, guys, their plans. What's concerning about their plans? Uncontrolled and uncontrollable self-replication of brilliant IT robots, nanoreplicators, rampant recombinant recombinant. That's a new word for me. Rampant recombinant bio. You think this might be a concern? Rolling out too many robots too fast? And self-replicating, uncontrolled and uncontrollable self-replication of these kind of robots. Yeah, that concerns me. Yeah. Nanoreplicators, self-replicating nanoreplicators. How about that? Say that 5 times, please. Yeah, it's uncontrollable for us because we're not the ones doing it. Fuck, man. Yeah. Sue F. Hello in the house. Link to the document. Yes, I can. Once I'm about to wrap it up here, I'll drop it in this post it in the comment here. But yeah, it's called Future Issues. I'll just drop it. I'll drop it soon for you once we get ready to wrap it up. But yeah, this is nuts. So I'm going to go to the next slide here. Current competitive landscape. U.S. produces only 18% of world's GDP. 70% of research conducted offshore. 400 billion a year. Trade deficit. 32 other nations devote a larger percentage of their GDP to research. Well, it's probably because of this last. Let's go back to the last slide and let's see what they're worried about. Okay, sorry, this guys. Slide 30. Okay, go up. Here we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. So current competitive landscape. of particular concern. Uncontrolled, uncontrollable self-replication of brilliant robots, nanoreplicators, rampant recombinant. I keep struggling with that word. So these are particular concerns. Now, let's go to this next one here. 70% of research conducted offshore, $400 billion a year trade deficit, and U.S. produces. So you think it might be a worry that 32 other nations devote a larger percentage of their GDP to research? When it's already, you've seen self-replicating technologies that are uncontrollable, that's a concern. Sorry, guys, I'll get my, I got to get used to not putting my hands in my face like that. Fifth in number of research and development personnel and labor unit, 3% savings. Crap. Sorry, guys, moving too quick with my hands. Back. Okay, let me try to slow down a little bit. So those are the concerns. 3% savings rate versus 30% in Asia. 13th out of 30 student math science scores. Well, that was in 2001. It's like we are 30 out of 30 if there's only 30. I'm telling you. All right, next slide here. An emerging multipolar economic world. So in 95, the percentage of share of global GDP, where are we at? Black, U.S. So high growth, they say. Supposedly in 2020, these were the expectations versus 1995. Low growth, high growth scenarios, the world. Okay. I'm just going to skip on to the next one. Biorevolution applications. Farm animals, pharma. So drugs and spare parts. This is what they put in our body, by the way, because they are a petrochemical. All farm, whatever, they farm animals, quotations. Fast-growing plants on or near sea surface and seawater irrigated plants for biomass energy closed CO2 cycle. Yeah, so this is what they said. Polymer growing plants, because the things they're dropping on us, guys, are not natural, right? Spider genes in goats allow spider silk spinning from goat milk for biosteel. Well, they also can, in the higher magnetic up in the higher layers, this is how they can tether things like I was talking about earlier with these new military Space Force technologies. This is old binary bioweaponry. So we've known these kind of things, and we learned about that early in the Flat Earth community, or at least I did. All right, next. Brain of the Sea, confluence of IT BioNano. Brain of the sea, lamprey inserted, connected to body of a robotic fish and initial cyborg. Robotic fish, maybe robotic humans, what they call humans. We're the hue of a man, right? Are we robots, guys? Just bio? Do we breathe in what they drop? And we haven't dropped dead yet? I struggle with that one, you know, like, could we possibly be old technology? You know, I know that when the electrical signals don't get down your spinal cord, you drop dead. So it's just electricity flowing to our bodies. Y'all know that. I'm preaching to the choir at this point. But what is this? Choo Choo, a flesh plant eating robot that hunts bio and digests natural foods in quotations again to live off the land. Choo Choo. The fuck is that? I'm lost, guys. If y'all are lost with me. Yes. Wish you love. Happy birthday from us, Black Light. Yes. Happy birthday to her. I don't know her name, but happy birthday to her. All right, let's move on. So examples, confluence of IT bio nano. So I understood barely any of that, but in 2001 they had this in mind, or they already had. Ooh, sorry guys, I got a muscle spasm. 1 second. Oh shit, that hurts. All right, excuse me, guys. Let's get to the next slide. We got 5 more, and then we'll have a before I get off, we'll have just a question and answer, or if you want me to go back and look at anything that we've talked about, or if you're curious about what I mean by what the tech about Space Force, because trust me, I've got a lot of information amassed in files and stuff that will be future. Yeah. Old Meat Amor says spider web is increasingly strong for how small it is. Even touching it is somewhat difficult to get off of you. Yes. Even a tiny single thread can trap a big fat fly. Yes, good point. And the notes we take from nature, right? Hey, could I get you to grab this mate for me? So what we do, how we rip off nature, the ideas we have for all military stuff so far is thank you, is from nature, right? We can't do anything without nature. Even how the paths of our neurons and stuff, the neural pathways, all of this, IT and bio nano stuff comes from us, right? So it should be no surprise that what they're doing in the upper or the lower orbits, in the upper, above the weather systems, came from the thoughts of how energy flows, how electricity functions in weather systems, how lightning works, how the energy really people don't know, but starts from the ground and goes up, and it meets in the cloud from the friction in the clouds. Yeah, Lord Racer, what is up, buddy? Thanks, man, for coming and hanging out with me. Appreciate everybody here more than you know. This is a new adventure for me, a new frontier that I've just got to say what I've learned, what I have amassed as far as files and stuff like this. What I've read on is all going to be the truth for y'all. And if you get mad at me, I get it. I get it. Look, not all of us have the same truths, right? We can only give what we've amassed freely, and yeah, man, and then just see where it goes. But all right, let's go on to the next file or slide. I'm sorry. Carbon nanotubes. Okay. C1 million. Buckminster Fuller. Fullerene carbon. My man, Buckminster Fuller. You guys know about his invention for the Army, and it killed him. Allegedly. But his ideas for fold up and unfold geodesic domes, they were known for their strength. And all the domes that you hear about in Antarctica, those are Buckminster Fuller inventions. Yeah. So You can bury these things with a whole bunch of snow on top of it, and that thing will not buckle. But carbon nanotubes. Also, nanite graphene, keep that word in mind. But 100x strength, 1/6 the weight of steel, 8x better armor, low energy molecular petaflop computing. That was unheard of back then, right? Petaflop. What is a petaflop? How much is a petaflop? A whole fucking bunch. But it's basically, I guess, saying the molecular makeup of these carbon nanotubes, molecular petaflop computing, can be done, I guess, in a carbon nanotube. Wow, that's something new to me. Okay. Low energy molecular petaflop computing, 10 to the -4 E energy usage. Ultra capacitor, high temperature superconductor. Yeah, guys, I excuse me. I would recommend you guys look into this stuff. The carbon nanotubes. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Revolutionary power generation storage opportunities. Now remember this, again, 2001. Wow, black light power, question mark? Black light power. Okay. Ultra capacitors, advanced fuel cells, lithium, water, and air. Now remember, these are things they're pitching to all these agencies, 3-letter, 4-letter agencies. Sorry, let me get this one down. Okay. HEDM, solid H2, isomers, antimatter, etc. You know, one thing they don't have listed here that y'all can look into as well is topological conductors. Please look into that, topological conductors, because it is a living solid liquid. So this is what they're using in these quantum computers. So topological conductors, they're flexible solids. So the makeup of it is kind of like graphene in nature. It can mold itself in and out, and the power, the output of power it can produce is pretty amazing. Okay, room temperature superconductors. So they don't need to be cooled, is what I'm taking from that. C nanotube storage of H2, non-crypto, offshore methane hydrate, blacklight powered, linear ZPE. I don't know about half of these. I haven't looked into it yet, but I will. Trust me. Boreal G1000 of these things. All right, next slide. Freeform fabrication. Freeform fabrication. Powder wire metallurgy using robotic, magnetically steered electron beams to create excreting local melts, grow instead of cut. Wow. Why don't we have this stuff? Like right now. If it was known about then or even thought about, bro, why don't the public have this? NASA is a public company, right? Supposedly. And don't we pay for all these patents and stuff? And if we haven't gotten all this and we're not the ones benefiting from this, I say we fucking stop paying our taxes. Right? Like, just stop fucking paying them. Stop ordering from these companies and start growing our own food. Bro, we put them out of business overnight, and that's what they fear. All right. No fasteners, no strong Baxter fasteners, nearly infinite fatigue life, excellent metallurgy, repairable metals. Keep that in mind, repairable metals. This was the topological conductors I'm talking about, that they are not putting in all these, like it can heal itself. Quantum computer chips that they have to almost chill at 0 degrees Kelvin, right? But I just read in this last one that, or no, right here, it's a grow instead of a cut. Metallurgy, metal powder wire metallurgy, robotic magnetically steered electron beams to create excreting local melts. Grow instead of cut. Wow. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, the future's here. Lower weight and far more expensive composites. All right. Aluminum vortex combustor. Vortex combustor. So it's a combustion caused by vortex. Micro-powered aluminum fed into a vortex combustor burns seawater. There they go with the quotations again. Provides AIP with high energy density efficiency for inexpensive super. I don't know that one. Transoceanic UUVs would allow enemy after next to affordably threaten CONUS, which is, as Old Me said, in the States, via multi-tendinous inshore short time of flight pop-ups. I'm not going to act like I know what any of that is yet. Yeah, nice one. ICE is the LA Vista, baby. Lord rest. It's like the T-1000 Terminator, right? We pay for the stuff that they secretly use against us. Yes. Yeah, they are protesting in Texas too. ICE wouldn't dare over here or all work stops. Yeah, and I'm going to finish this last page here, and then I want to say to that point, Old Me, here in a second. Okay, so these are simple, new or newer sensors. LiDAR 50% efficiency via S-to-C optical amplifiers, also femtosecond lasers. Bro, keep that in mind. Molecular or biosensors, nano tags, smart card sensing. Yeah, with these new chips and stuff. Oh, dude, it's smart card sensors implanted during manufacturing or servicing, meaning could be these new robots when they go in for servicing. These new sensors get implanted. Next gen kind of sensors. Nano infrared sensitivity, and smart dust. Okay, so I know about half of those there. So, okay, once again, guys, this is a document from NASA from 2001 projecting to all these companies, pitching to them all this stuff that I've just covered. This is a pitch of their plans for right now. And I've seen it all unfold. Yeah, it's not good, guys. It's not looking good. Yes, Christ-less actors. Yeah. I know I just covered quite a bit. I'm going to cover it in future. A lot of these just one thing at a time. But it's pretty imminent that we get used to these kind of things with this new tech, with this robotics. Femtosecond lasers. Guys, it sounds like science fiction. All of it does, because it is, because we haven't didn't give ample time to study all this stuff from 2001 on to now. They've taken advantage of our ignorance. And I'm offended. Like, I'm offended because this is fucked up that they use all of our money that we give them on all these research and development things, and all they do is give us an Apple computer, right? Apple phones, the newest tech, which is really fucking old tech, really. But what you were saying told me about these riots or these protests. So if you realize all the commonalities between like George Floyd riots, this is stuff just given. There's been so many, not so many riots, but these protests that we try to do peacefully, but these actors come in and fuck it all up for us. They give you pallets of bricks, and they say, not for throwing. Don't pick these up when the riots come around, and don't throw it at your local police. Right? How fucking stupid, do they think we are? They obviously think we're just animals to them, primitive. Completely ignorant. Maybe ignorant, but we're not completely ignorant. We've caught on to what's going on. And these technologies, we need to really start learning to use to further the truther movement, because what's above us is now out of our control. Skynet is online, literally. So, man, I'm going to drop this link for Miss Sue and for all of y'all. I'll give it another week. I need to give myself time in between these lives. I would love it if you guys take this document, do some studying, some research, and come back with me on the second part. And let's start putting our eyes on some of these projects. I know people think Space Force is just a farce. It's not. It's weaponry. It's the new gen technology. And they're still spraying us, and we're breathing in the technology that we paid for. It's in us. Nano. They're going to have personalized medicine from shit like this. The technology that we've given them money for, and they've used it to their advantage. Yeah, DEWs are a real thing. And they are dropping medical particulates and warming up our atmosphere. They say it's to reflect the sun, when it's really to propagate and further the climate CAGE agenda. And I'm blowing the whistle, blowing fucking whistle, man. We all need to get familiar with this technology. I know a lot of us don't have a lot of time, and I'm trying to do some of this research for y'all, but I can only lead you to it, man. So thank you for everybody that came tonight. Let me drop this link. Let me elevate one time. I'm kind of tired, but I'm sure y'all can see it in my eyes. Post a comment. And Saddlebum, you are quite welcome. Never offer me any money or gifts. never send me anything. I don't want it to come back and bite me. I don't need the money. I still want to give money when I only get disability payments. So I did that with Witsit, and it come back to bite me in the butt because I thought I could have a personal relationship with the guy, and help his family, and I could throw him ideas and research, and he could talk about it whenever he wanted to. I never said, "Hey, bro, I want to exchange money for a sway things on your platform." Never. Where am I looking at? Never. I don't get down like that, bro. I do want to give people things that I come across, things I research, and hopefully it'll make sense to them in the truther movement. Hopefully. I just hope everyone appreciates what I do. That's all I want to do is give and hopefully get a reward in heaven one day. So let me get this link. Hold on one second, okay, guys? I've got to go get it out of here. Hey, Miss Megan, can you help me out right quick? I'm about to jump off and then get you to help to get in bed. I just got to get this link out of my phone. Let's see. I might be able to get from right here. PDF. Hold on, guys. Right quick. I'm going to see if I can get it here. Can you double or copy this right here for me? This downloads. Yeah. You just have to copy that right there. Yep.
Oops.
If you just copy it, then I'll go to the StreamYard.
Sorry,
There
I
we
can't
go.
be on business.
Oh, you're good. Kind of felt good. Oh, hot breath on my neck. I'm joking. Oh, yeah, right. All right. StreamYard Studio. And can you paste it here for me? Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure. Can y'all give me a 5x5 if y'all can hear me? There we go. If you can paste it there. And just hit the send button.
Try to keep my hot, steamy breath out.
All right. Hey guys. Well, this just might be my downloads. Damn. Can y'all see if this takes you? Yeah, sorry, I'm frozen. I'm about to wrap it up anyway. Could y'all see if that file? I think it's the actual file for NASA, or it might just be my download file. If so, then if this doesn't take you to the document, let me know, and I'll copy the other one. What time you got? 9:30. Okay. Yeah. All right. Session 1. Okay. This one might be. Yeah, this is the file. My bad. I sent my download file of where I put it, but here when my nurse gets back in, I'll get her to copy paste this. Actually, hey Wendy, could you copy this for me and we'll paste it? I've got it highlighted. I just got it. Yep. This one right here. See how it's already highlighted? Can you copy that? Okay, got it. I guess it comes. I'm not sure. Let's try it one more time. Try to copy. Sorry, y'all, I can't see anybody right now. I'm just trying to get this. If you just double tap it, it'll or double click. Go fast. I don't know why it's not doing it. Okay. Copy. Okay. And then let me go over here to my studio. All right, guys. I didn't realize how late it was. Let me go. StreamYard Studio. All right, and we do paste this one here. Yeah, sorry guys. I guess my software messed up. Can you post it in there or paste it? Sorry. And there we go. And then the send button. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's. If one of y'all could try try that just to make sure before I log off. It's a PDF file. I don't know if anyone can hear me anymore. Let's see. So that one works. Okay, good. So, yeah, this guys, y'all deal with what you will. If y'all do study or everything looks good, then we'll be able to have a more in-depth conversation with this piece anyway. But yeah, man, much love to everybody. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to. Hey, what's up, Sean Aki? I'm just now jumping off, but I did want to close with a quick prayer. Father, thank you for bringing us all together here tonight, and Father, just keep giving us these clues, these pieces that you want us to learn about, and that will better the movement and will better your kingdom in the end overall. And Father, just keep giving us the strength to carry on, carry through, and push through all these haters. I know these people cannot hurt us, and I just want to ask that you help everyone remember that we don't have a spirit of fear, that these things can be done. We do have the strength. And Father, I pray that we just continue on helping each other, and pray these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you guys for being here with me. And I'm going to jump off now, and I will stay in contact with everyone, or try to at least give everyone a heads up when my next, at least another week. I know I dropped this short notice, so yes, sir. But yeah, man, much love, and hope everyone has a great night, and hope to see you again later. Okay, let's see. Instruct. There we go. Okay, I think I have to just click there.